I purchased this plasma cutter about 4 or 5 years ago, and I did about half an hour of cutting, and then it stopped working. I couldn't get an arc or a plasma, wouldn't do any cutting. And I thought that the electronics in that box must have failed in some way, and I put it aside. So it sat idle for about 4 years, something like that. And now I need to do some plasma cutting. And this particular one is Work Zone, which I purchased from Aldi. Work Zone titanium. And anyway, I put it aside. Recently my brother bought one, and he used it for a little while, and then he stopped working. So I thought, gee, that's strange. We better do some investigation and see if we can fix these. I saw a lot of videos on YouTube, and a lot of them pointed to problems in this area here. If this was cracked, apparently that can stop it working, or if this little, what's it called, this little ferrule with little holes in it, if that's cracked, that would stop working. If this electrode here fails, that can stop working. I actually did some conductivity measurements between this outer brass fitting and the electrode, and I found that there wasn't good conductivity, so I did a bit of soldering, which might be visible there, to make that wider. So it was a press fit in here, but that was a mistake. This thing, in fact, does have to be able to, there's a spring down the bottom, so it needs to be able to move in and out. So I later ground off all the solder that I had put on. Anyway, by doing various things, I was able to get intermittent working. Sometimes it would work, most of the time it wouldn't. Then I saw a video that pointed me to this switch up here, which I have. That's held down by 2 cable straps, which I cut out, and that gave me access to the actual switch, which is in there, the little switch. And that little switch can actually come out. You just pry it off with a screwdriver, and I cleaned the contacts. I may as well show you how that's done. This is how you remove the switch to be able to clean the contacts. It's a fairly, you just put a screwdriver underneath at one end, and that pops out the switch. That's the cover. There's the switch, and it's a micro switch, so when you press it here, press this little button, that activates the switch and creates a short circuit. I proved that the switch was faulty by using a multimeter and measuring resistance across those 2 terminals there, those contact points. And I could see that the resistance sometimes was 25 ohms, sometimes it was 70 ohms. It was jumping around a bit. So I thought that's, you know, that should be near 0 ohms. So I opened up the switch, which is also quite easy. Using a knife, you can just pry out the cover. There's the cover. And there's the insides of the switch. If I can focus it, there it is. And once you get to this stage, you can pull out this you can lift that contact. You can lift off one of those contacts, and that gives you access to cleaning it. So after doing this cleaning and reassembling everything came good, and now it's much more reliable than it's ever been. So I will put the I'll tie down the cover and then I'll come and demonstrate. I have reattached the switch using small cable ties, and switched on the plasma cutter. I've connected the air. It's set to 35 amps and about 50 psi on the air, but it doesn't really matter. And I'm going to cut into this 5mm steel plate. It's a plasma and it can cut, whereas before it could not. Now something else I might as well show you. Keeping the cables a bit tidy. The earth electrode is only so long, so it's easy to keep tidy. But the other one, where the gun is on, it's about 4 meters long, so it was a bit of a mess trying to sort of keep it in check. So I did this, which may be of interest to others. I've made a coil by bending some sheet iron and riveting it together. And then I also attached these bits made from hoop iron to keep it neat. And I've got an elastic hook over here, which comes off quite easily. It's just hooked on there. This thing just hooks around. It's just an elastic with hooks on either side, and it hooks on there, goes around to the other side, and holds that together. So the bulk of the cable is nice and tidy in front of the plasma cutter, and I've left myself 1.5 meters perhaps to work with, but I can change that easily. Could be of interest to others. After a little bit of practice, my skills at cutting with plasma have improved significantly, and you can see here some cut I've just made with just a little bit of dross, which can be easily cleaned. So that's not a problem. So I've been cutting these stainless steel plates, which are about 3mm thick, and I 3 of them. At both ends. And I'm quite happy with the end result. The way I cut them, I'll do one more, is by using a straight edge. Just weigh this down so it doesn't run away from me. My clamp here, and I use a straight edge like this, which I'm not sure if it's visible. It's just a touch higher than the electrode, so I can just slide the cutter along here, just like that, and that should allow me to do a nice clean cut on the electrode, the earth, or the positive. Going to cut a circle on this stainless steel plate, and let's see how I go. Alright, I could use the template.